Yo, what's up? My name is Petrowski, and today I wanted to make a video dedicated to newer or maybe mid-level players that are either playing through the storyline and saving all their Pokeyen, but don't really know what they're saving it for, or maybe you've just finished a storyline or two and you have some Pokeyen laying around and you're wondering what the best thing to buy would be. So this video is going to be about the top 5 things to save your Pokeyen for in PokeMMO. I'm going to try to make this video based on a general playstyle instead of a specific one. For example, if your main focus is shiny hunting, this list could be 5 things just on shiny hunting, or maybe your main focus is money making or PvP, etc. There's a ton of different playstyles, so you could definitely make a list based specifically on each one. If you want to see lists like that, go ahead and let me know in the comment section below. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the top 5 things to save your money for in PokeMMO. Alright, the first item that I want to cover is going to be the donator status. So this one definitely could be classified as kind of a shiny hunting specific item, but I feel like since it gives you so many different types of benefits, I feel like it's worth mentioning and can support multiple different types of playstyles. For those who don't know, donator status is a temporary status that can be gained by consuming a donator status ticket. The donator status gives 3 effects: plus 25% increased experience gained in battles, plus 10% chance of encountering shinies, and a plus 10% chance, or plus 10% faster egg hatching, Donator status have 3 different lengths: 7-day, 15-day, and 30-day. And they don't work like, it's not just your in-game time, that's in real time. So it's not 15 games of playtime, it's 15 days IRL. It's also really important to note that they usually cost a lot less than this. So for example, the donator status 7-day is usually around 1.2 mil, but right now it's at 1.45 to towards 1.5 because we're actually towards the Christmas event, or going into the Christmas event at the time of this recording, which usually spikes the prices of donator statuses and RP based items because people are spending their RP on the holiday items and they want to save their RP for the holiday items and not really spend it on other things. RP is also in super high demand at this time, so that also causes a huge factor. But generally, usually, 7-day donor status is going to cost you 1.2 mil. It's going to be 2.2 mil for 15-day usually, and then usually it's around 3.4 mil for 30 days. Now, it obviously can be pretty expensive and sounds pretty expensive, and it is. It's pretty expensive, but if you play a lot, it certainly can be worth it. It all comes down to how much time you have in your personal life to play PokeMMO. Alright, the second item or thing that I want to talk about is actually a pretty specific one, and most players may have never found the need for this item, at least yet. The item we're going to be talking about is the PC expansion drive. So this is an item that will expand the limit of your PC by 60 slots. So it adds 1 box to your PC. Which gives you, lets you hold 60 more Pokemon. Doesn't sound that crazy. It seems like Pokemon boxes, or at least the PC in PokeMMO, is like so big, how could you possibly fill it up? But me, after playing this game for a very long time, I definitely have box issues. I have full boxes all the time, and I'm constantly having to manage my boxes, and I've had to buy 1 PC expansion drive, and I would absolutely love to get more in the future, especially when you're doing something like breeding. So I currently have these 4 boxes open, but it's not enough. When you're doing something like shiny breeding or trying to breed for a shiny Pokemon, it's best to have as many empty boxes as possible, which can be really difficult to do when you have all of these utility Pokemon, competitive Pokemon, breeder Pokemon. All these things you've saved up over the years are now kind of in your way, and you need to add some more space. PC expansion drive is the best way to do that. PC expansion drives are usually going to cost you around 2 to 2.1 mil. This is still a pretty fair price for the time being. They'll also, or 800 RP, as you could have seen in the gift shop earlier. This is definitely an item that you might not need for a really long time, or might not need until late game, but it's something to keep in mind and at least be aware of and consider once you start approaching that late game territory. Alright, on to item number 3. We're going to be talking about another gift shop item. Actually, we'll be talking about Move Ocarinas. So, Move Ocarinas are a huge convenience in PokeMMO, and they do actually have some legitimate technical use, or some technical, objective benefits, especially when EV training. But let's start with the basics. So, Ocarinas are an item that lets you use an HM without actually having access or having an HM Pokemon on you. So you can use a Fly Ocarina and fly around wherever you want in game without having to have a Pokemon with the move Fly on you at the time. You can also keybind them the same way you would any sort of HM. As you can see, Fly Ocarina up here, hotkeyed to my bar, and Teleport Ocarina as well. A move ocarina exists for, I believe, every HM, and then some of the more specific moves. So like Dig has an ocarina, which isn't an HM. Teleport also has an ocarina, which isn't an HM. These are some of the more important moves that aren't HMs, but are used a lot in your daily PokeMMO journey. As you can see, ocarinas are around 200 RP in the shops, but their price can vary on the GTL. So let's go ahead and check what the cheapest one right now is. So right now the cheapest one is around 520k for a Flash Ocarina, which is really pricey. Usually the nicer ocarinas, things like Surf or Fly, those are probably the two most popular ones, will probably run around 500, maybe like 520k. But you'll often find most ocarinas usually end up going for around 400 to 450k. They're pretty expensive right now. I would try to wait until your ocarinas are priced around 450k before buying them. Ocarinas are definitely mostly for convenience, but at the same time, they actually can give you extra slots in your party while EV training. So not having to have a Surf Pokemon on you or not having to have, a Teleport Pokemon on you while EV training can end up saving you that space and really save you some efficiency along the way. Really important to keep in mind. All right, on to item number 4. The next item I want to talk about, or items, I guess, are going to be a couple of things. First of all, the choice items. The choice items are not only one of the best items to use in PvP, but also PvM and any sort of thing, anything you're doing where you're interacting with or battling with other Pokemon, choice items are going to be super helpful. Choice specs are very important to gym rebattles. Choice scarf can be really important with certain tough NPC battles and really good in PvP. Choice band is also really good at helping your payday Pokemon get some extra damage. All of them are extremely useful and in all different parts of the game. For those who don't know, choice items are items that increase a stat by 50%, but lock you into the first move you selected on that Pokemon until you switch out. So choice band is going to increase your attack damage by 50%, choice specs is going to increase your special attack damage by 50%, and choice scarf is going to increase your speed by 50%. Now, choice items aren't the only thing I wanted to touch on here. I also wanted to touch on things like the leftovers, which are around 35k each. You're going to need multiple of all of these items as well. I really like personally having at least two of each choice items. So that adds up to around 600k just in choice items. Also, having up to around 4 or 5 leftovers can be super helpful. That's a bit overkill. That's how it used to be back in the day, but you definitely don't need that many leftovers nowadays. Getting experience shares can be super helpful as well. They're 50k a piece. It's nice to have 4 or 5 of those for EV training. Stuff like that is just really important. What's another expensive held item? Any sort of held item that is pretty expensive that you're going to need multiple of, whether for PvM, PvP, whatever it may be. Rocky Helmet's another really good one for around 50k a piece. Not so much as good as the other ones in PvM. Rocky Helmet's mostly more of a PvP mon, but some things will run it in like Battle Tower or something like that. But yeah, a lot of held items are extremely strong in Pokemon, and it's important to stock up on them and have them around. Alright, and the 5th and final item I wanted to talk about is going to be vanity items. Whether you're buying them to invest or for personal use to put them on yourself, either way is totally fine, but having enough Pokeyen for vanity items is a really cool goal and challenge within PokeMMO. It's always fun to get yourself some sick drip and walk around PokeMMO, days around Vermilion, show off your shiny, show off your new outfit. It's always a fun, any MMO loves that social aspect of flexing, it's really important to consider. And if you don't really care about flexing, it's still really nice to be able to have the capital and have enough Pokeyen to be able to invest in items, especially long-term things. So, for example, Golden Dragon Mask, when it came out, was a 1500 RP item, I believe, same as the Werewolf Mask, so it would have been around 4 mil Pokeyen, and it's only been out for slightly yet less than a year, I think 11 months, and it's already up to around 17-18 mil, which is insane. That is like, what is that, almost a 5 times on your investment in under a year is pretty insane. So vanities are an extremely important thing to be aware of, keep your eye on, price check, figure out which vanities you want to pursue, and always be, keep them in mind and keep an eye on them. Alright, but that covers every item I wanted to talk about in this video. I really hope it was helpful to you guys and you guys liked this video. Let me know if it was by liking this video and subscribing to stay up to date with more PokeMMO information. Check out all of the links and playlists in the description for more PokeMMO content if you're still hungry for PokeMMO content. Also check out the Discord linked below, building a really beautiful community there with a lot of incredible people who know a lot about this game and can really be helpful to your journey. You can also consider becoming a YouTube member to me for $5 a month. That really helps me out, and it's a great way to go above and beyond and support me if you're really, thankful for my work. So thank you guys so much. Have an absolutely incredible day, and I wish you the best of luck in saving up your Pokeyen.